It's very hard to say what it's like. In words, it's very, very difficult. It's one of the nicest things, probably, that can happen to a person. If you love the sea, you love being in the sea, probably you know how I feel when I say that to have a large, friendly animal swimming beside you, looking at what you do, sometimes interfering with what you do, nudging you away from something if you're trying to pick something up so that he can get nearer to it than you are, to have a look to see what you're doing. He must know all of the creatures in the sea very, very well.
The bottlenose dolphin lives on the fish of the inshore waters, but apparently not crayfish. In this case, it's curious. This may be just to satisfy the odd whims of a friend, although it's probably never seen a crustacean this way up before. For a moment, the dolphin looks almost tempted. Perhaps its sonar equipment tells it of the juicy meat beneath the armour plate, but it's smart enough to see there's no easy way to getting at that.
I think a lot of their life is pleasure. I know that the dolphin here, he feeds usually for a couple of hours in a tide, which is 6 hours, and the other 4 hours is for play, and I'm sure he plays for that 4 hours.
And now Horace Dobbs joins in the play. The dolphin is very big and powerful, around 500 weight of muscle and bone. If it wanted, it could damage a man fatally with a well-placed drive of the snout or a flick of its great tail. But it's gentle as a lamb. Like many big creatures, it seems to know its own strength and the vulnerability of its playmate. But the playmate has to trust.
The dolphin doesn't wear a face mask, and we think that they can see above water and underwater without any modifications. And the eye is the part of the human being that we focus on. When I look at somebody, I look in their eye, and the brightness of eye is the way in which I assess people. And dolphins have very expressive eyes. Sometimes when he wants to play, his eyes sparkle. Other times they're very closed and quiet, and you know he just wants to gently lie in the sea and have a cuddle. What a fantastic experience! Whoa! We're out in the middle of the sea, not in a dolphinarium. Dolphins love to play. We shouldn't keep them in boxes. This is how everybody should see a dolphin. Just like this. And I'm a very lucky person.
The sun rarely penetrates far in our coastal waters, but there are strange creatures which seem to supply their own sources of light. The dolphin is absolutely fascinated. The underwater torch having proved both inedible and apparently incapable on its own of play, the dolphin loses interest. But it'll still go along again for a swim. Like man and dog out for a walk, man and dolphin move together. The man may think he calls the tune, but just as dogs know it's them taking their masters for exercise, so does the dolphin escort. And it may actually be protecting, seeing that Horace Dobbs gets into no danger. For dolphins have been known to steer and nudge man away from all sorts of peril, maybe even in Japan. Again, it makes you wonder, this, doesn't it, what actually passes through a dolphin's mind at such times. It smiles broadly, or rather seems to smile. Perhaps it's amused by man's slowness and all his paraphernalia. Perhaps it wishes he would swim and leap like it can, tear off all that clumsy gear and be truly free. Of course, man is not the only fish in a dolphin's sea. There are thousands of others of all shapes and sizes. One creature that man almost never sees, though dolphins know it well, is the sunfish, a flat creature which eats plankton in warmer water than ours and basks on the surface under the sun. And now the dolphin decides for some reason that it's given enough valuable playtime to one man. It must share out its favours amongst other friends. A little race with a sea canoe for a start. There's no lack of interesting acquaintances. There's Joanna Ward swimming. Joanna's only 9 years old, on holiday from Cleveland in the north of England, but she shows no fear at all when she meets the dolphin.
The first thing he did was circle up from really deep under the water and eyed me up from a distance. And then once he realised I didn't really mean any harm, he'd come near me and let him stroke me just to make absolutely certain. When I first met Percy, he was very gentle, but as we got to know each other better, he became more mischievous and more boisterous. When Percy's feeling gentle, he just swims up to your side and lets you stroke him and hold on to his fins, and will just carry you gently through the water.
Joanna's very lucky indeed to have met such a creature at such an early age. She may never meet a dolphin again, but she'll carry the memory of this one with her for the rest of her life.
When you're trying to get out of the boat, he hooks his beak round your ankle, tries to pull you back in, and quite a lot of the time he succeeds.
Now it's Bob Holborn's turn again. He developed a special play routine with the dolphin, or perhaps it was the other way round.
You get in, the dolphin comes up and nuzzles against you, and you swim around, and you can sort of hold on to him, and he'd take you for a little sort of ride on his nose or something like that. You know, you hold his, he nuzzles his nose into my hand and pushes me along. For some reason, he doesn't like having his dorsal fin, there's someone on top, held. And so I found that if he wants to push me around or take me for rides, the best way is for me to hold out my hand and he'd put his nose into my hand, just automatically really. If I put my hand straight out and leave the palm open, he'll put his nose into it and push me along and take me quite a way. And yeah, it's just fun. It's lovely to roll and romp around in the water, perhaps like a couple of puppies do, or lion cubs or something. And it's pleasurable. It's good fun. It's very nice.
It's more than all those things, Bob. It's sheer beauty. A beautiful animal in a beautiful environment. Surely no one who's ever had the friendship of a dolphin could ever dream of harming it. And perhaps then an understanding, a compassion, a respect at least, might extend to all other living beings. Perhaps these warm, intelligent creatures may yet teach us something we seem loath to teach ourselves, but they haven't all the time in the world. The summer of '84 was a happy one, but it had to end sometime. One morning the dolphin just wasn't there anymore, and it hasn't been seen since. Perhaps it just decided to spread its joy a bit further afield, hopefully, with a bit of luck.